Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in, stopping by. As usual, I always wish each one of you a great day. So today's topic for conversation: do you carry a weapon mounted light on your everyday carry, or in your home defense handgun, or even long guns? As usual, we always do a safety check, and we can see that we are clear, we are unloaded, and there's no live ammunition in this room. So, do you carry a weapon mounted light? Let's start that conversation by asking that question. Go ahead and comment down below whether you do, whether you don't, and the reason behind it, whether you do and whether you don't. Me personally, my personal and humble opinion, yes, I do recommend and I do suggest for you, ladies and gentlemen, to carry a weapon mounted light. I know that it may be a little bit uncomfortable, or this may cause some discomfort, but trust me, you will get used to it after a while. Also remember that there are different options of mounted lights. You can have a full size, a compact size, or a micro compact size light. Right now you have different manufacturers bringing and presenting options on the table, and definitely you have the option to choose. I always do recommend that you choose wisely. I do know that some of these accessories can be a little bit on the expensive side, so just make sure that you make the right pick for what works for you on a long term, not in a short term. Don't go ahead and buy a flashlight right off the bat because it was inexpensive, but then later on down the road you figured out that that flashlight will not take time, it will not hold up, and then you will have to go ahead and jump and buy another flashlight and make that investment. Okay, so with that out of the way, we can agree that we do not know when crime will occur during the day. If a crime were to happen, it could happen at any given time, but what you can use towards your advantage is at least do some research, and you can see what type of crimes occur during certain time of the day, as well as your environment. Do you reside on farmland? Do you reside out in the suburbs? Do you reside in a rural area? Again, regardless of the scenario, I always say that a mounted light is a plus. The reason behind why it's a plus, well, let's start with responsibility. And what do I mean by responsibility? Whether you have a flashlight or not, you are responsible, especially for every single round that comes out of this barrel. So with responsibility, we all know that we are supposed to identify, visualize that threat, that enemy, that individual that is going to cause harm to you, to your loved one, and to your family. We need to identify it. One of the rules of safety is to identify your target and what's beyond or behind that target. So imagine yourself waking up during midnight or during any time at nighttime. You have two options. Are you going to turn those lights on, or are you going to use a flashlight towards your advantage? Now, the right thing to do if you live by yourself or with your loved one and no kids or any individual at home is for you to stay in your room, find a safe spot where you have a tactical advantage, and dial and call the police. But that's not the case for each one of us. In my case, I have a daughter. So if I hear a noise or my alarm goes on during nighttime, I need to jump from my room to my daughter's room and make sure that she is safe. Same applies for my wife. So I know the layout of my house. You know the layout of your house, of your property, not the enemy or the intruder. So what do? This light can serve you as an advantage if you know how to use it properly, but it can also serve you as a disadvantage by giving your position to other ones. So that's why, and that can be another topic for later on, you can use just momentarily or constantly on. Okay, again, that's something for you to train with and make your decision. Also, if you live in a rural area and let's say that you have animals, that horses, whatever the case may be, and you hear noise out there, well, it may not necessarily be a threat. It could be another animal trying to kill your animals and you may have to go outside. Well, this is where a flashlight serves another purpose. Another scenario, you work late nights. You get off work really late. You have to drive home. Well, guess what? The mass majority of violence, crime, the most aggressive one actually, do happen during nighttime. That's why you have to stay vigilant. So if you're vigilant and you have the time towards your advantage, an individual that wants to cause harm to you, you draw, and as you draw, if you actually engage this light with pretty good lumen can cause some disorientation to that individual that is trying to harm you. And maybe, thankfully, you may not have to fire around. We hope that's the case because again, we're here to preserve life, good life, and not take lives away. But again, each scenario has its end result. So we talk about the responsibility of identifying with a flashlight. Again, we talked about a tactical advantage. If you need to draw a firearm, as you draw, you were able to engage this light right off the bat. You can cause disorientation to that individual. That individual will have two options. Either A, he's gonna flee or she's gonna flee, or B, that person will stay on the fight, and that's up to you to make sure that you make the right decision to preserve life. So, another point. Now, as discussed, this weapon is unloaded. There's no live ammunition. I'm going to do a quick demonstration here. We all know that if God forbid you have to get in a close confrontation with an individual, and you have to press this semi-automatic handgun into body parts of an individual, meaning that you're hands-on, you're on a fight. If you press this firearm into the individual's body, you may cause this handgun, and I don't mean only a Glock, it could happen to any other handgun, to be out of battery. So if this handgun is out of battery, it will not fire because it's out of battery, because again, you're pressing the handgun towards the body of that individual. With that said, if you have a flashlight that is long enough, that goes beyond the barrel, and you were to press the firearm into the individual's body, well, you still have this light in battery and it will go off. So with that being said, use your judgment, whether having a mounted light is right for you. I do encourage individuals to carry a flashlight in their firearm. Besides that, I always encourage individuals as well to carry a pocket flashlight, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is put your firearm out to look for something in your car, especially in the middle of the street or on public roads. That's a bit no-no there. This, you can always use it to search and even to use it as a deterrent. My advice. Flashlights on a handgun, it is a must. Safe as well. We all have different scenarios. We all have different lifestyles. Me personally, the moment that I'm buying a handgun, I always budget to make sure that, hey, I'm gonna have to buy a flashlight for this handgun, because I do not like to be unmounting and mounting flashlights, things from my carry guns. So what's your thought? What is your opinion? Do you carry flashlights or not? If you don't, why? If you do, Why? Let's keep it ethical. Let's keep it professional. We are not here to cause any heat. It's just a educational video. All right. So as usual, I definitely want to go ahead and thank you for tuning in, stopping by. Definitely wishing you each one a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Appreciate your thumbs up, your comments, sharing. Until the next one. Again, stay safe. Peace. Bye-bye.